away wins and 3 home wins were recorded on match day 3 of the Nigeria Premier Football League, which is still very much in progress. And again, the NPFL continues to show a lot of promise. Hello and welcome. The show is Sports Real, and we're reaching you on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I'm Bade Adeleye. As always, we're at Mansa, the Moshood Abiola National Stadium here in Abuja. And of course, on the Real today, we'll be talking the NPFL, the results we saw on match day 3. 8 matches gone already, 2 to go. And of course, we'll be taking you behind the scenes when it comes to women's football in Nigeria. Also on the show today, we'll be focusing on one of the fastest growing sports in Nigeria that some people might also call a pastime. These and many more on the show today. Once again, you're welcome. Alright, let's begin with the Nigeria Premier Football League, as we saw 8 match day 3 games on Sunday. And of course, the biggest match of the weekend was the one between Plateau United and Enyimba International, which was live on the Nigerian Television Authority. The game, which was played at the new Jos Township Stadium, really lived up to expectation as it produced 3 beautiful goals, with the winner being scored in injury time. In case you missed that, let's show you the highlights.
One now, Soko with a free kick for Enyimba. Oh, it's brilliantly connected. It's the People's Elephants who take the lead here at the new Jos Stadium. Enyimba will be very comfortable with maximum full value in the first half. He will give them that level of conversation to move forward. Oh, that's the comfort. Equalizer has come. Number 1. Didn't want to give him anything. He would not give anything. Up the side-minded. Plateau United to get that winner. It looks like it might come for them. There's going to be that chance! Right into stoppage time! These boys have opened pandemonium!
What a game there. Come on, it's always beautiful to see late winners and of course some shocks, upsets. That's what we're up for. And the Nigeria Premier Football League, the new season, is not short of that. All right, let's let you know that at the new Jos Township Stadium, we also saw another beautiful encounter with Akwa United recording a 3-0 away win over Nasarawa United, who have chosen the same venue as their adopted ground. And of course, Bendel Insurance ran out 1 winners against Kwara United in Ibadan. What's really happening? These 2 teams playing away from home at the moment because their home grounds are not really ready. I'm talking about Nasarawa United and Kwara United. They failed to win at their adopted grounds. So let's quickly show you the highlights of the 2 matches. And of course, we're going to show you other results and the standings of the NPFL.
Just like you did at the commentary box. Indeed. Definitely did the penalty in any books. There could be that chance for a goal. And it's well taken. Cool as you like. And a player with such quality, you cannot afford to give him room. He won't punish you. The second goal for NPFL.
It's still sports rule on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. It's time to talk women's football as Osereme Inegbenebo is standing by to give us today's edition of the MTN Super Falcons show.
Looking for the switch for Kanu. Kanu striding into the area, puts it in the upper corner. What a goal! Nigeria!
Award to the Nigeria women's national team.
And Nigeria have opened the scoring.
Hello there, mamas and papas, boys and girls. Welcome to yet again another episode of the MTN Super Falcons show. My name is Osereme Inegbenebo, and as you know, on the show we bring you only the very best that the Super Falcons have to offer. Now, speaking of the Super Falcons, as they prepare for the biggest FIFA Women's World Cup ever, hosted by Australia and New Zealand, FIFA have announced the sale of over 500,000 tickets to countries from around the world, totaling to over 120. That is super, super huge. Anyways, just before we download all that we have for you today, and today's show, by the way, is centered around Sisa Toshoala and Rashidat Ajibade, our very own Super Falcons stars. We will go for a quick break, and I will see you when we get back.
Hi. Jay, you sabi play. Oh, yeah, make we play. You feel good for real life, but now game world we do. If you give me pass, I go give you both. Khaki no be leather, my body share you know. Oh yeah, oh yeah, empty and game world. Oh yeah, make we play. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Turn up unlimited fun on MTN Game World. Visit MTN Game World and enjoy over 700 games. No ads, no in-app payments. MTN, everywhere you go.
Welcome back. This is still the MTN Super Falcons show. Now, just so you know, Nigeria, the Super Falcons of Nigeria, will be making their 9th consecutive appearance at the Women's World Cup. This is no easy feat, and of course, we are rooting for them. Now, speaking of our Super Falcons, one player that we will be looking forward to, and I mean, our radar has picked her up all the way in Spain at La Liga Femenil. I'm talking about none other than Asisat Oshoala. Now, she's been doing fantastically well. She's been fantastic, and she recently just scored 2 goals for the Spanish Giants of Barcelona. Let's see how she created that magic.
Still barred because of NIN? Visit the closest MTN office near you or scheduler.mtn.ng to book an appointment.
Will Asisat Oshoala ever cease to amaze us? I don't think so. Well, I'll also have you guys know that Asisat Oshoala's Barcelona has qualified for the Spanish Super Cup final. Well, and now you know, of course, we keep you updated with everything happening with our Super Falcons home and abroad. Now, speaking of which, I'll have you know that it is the best time for you to follow us across all social media platforms. It's at MTN NG on Instagram and Twitter, and it's MTN Nigeria on Facebook and YouTube, and of course our very own page, a Super Falcons show. Now it's time for us to shift attention to another Super Falcons star. I'm talking about the lady with the blue hair. We're talking about none other than Rasheedat Ajibade. And for Rasheedat Ajibade, education is just as important as a football. Now, through her foundation, she has gifted cash prizes to 10 lucky children. Well, let's take a look at what the inspiration behind this was.
Staying on her feet, managed to get the pass back to Unumonu, who delivered a delightful ball to Ajibade, who stayed on.
My foundation gesture of support for the 10 recipients of the Rush Scholarship Fund. One was bet out of a burden. 2 was bet out of experience, being in that situation of not being able to feed the bills or not being able to pay my school fees. That was in the past. And 3, I understand the power of education. I understand that education is powerful. Knowledge is powerful. Knowledge is light. And the higher the light you possess, the lesser your level of ignorance, the lesser the darkness inside of you. So I want people to get exposed to all of this. I want whichever way we can support people, reach out to people, to help them acquire this light, because I also understand the fact that education is expensive sometimes. Not everybody could afford all of these things. And for me, I understand the fact that education for me is not just going to school to learn the A, B, C, and D in the school. Whatever would add value to you. The motivation to help students with their outstanding fees is in line with my passion for education, my passion for self-growth and development, my passion for value, adding value to oneself, and also giving back to the society in any way that I can. Because even as I'm also still playing professionally, I am also chasing education in all forms that I can. And I also want to help a lot of people along their path as well, as much as I can.
Well, of course, that was Rasheedat Ajibade speaking to us about the inspiration behind gifting those lucky children all of that cash. Anyways, make a date with us still next week, as we'll be catching up with Rasheedat Ajibade as she gives us her views on the Super Falcons South Central American tour ahead of the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. And that's the much we have for you today. Or not. Well, we have got a trivia for you, our lucky viewers. It's a simple question. And this is it. How many editions of the Women's World Cup has Asisat Oshoala attended? How many editions of the Women's World Cup has Asisat Oshoala attended? It's that simple. Drop your answers across all our social media platforms, and the first 5 lucky people with the right answers get to win a lovely gift courtesy MTN. I can't tell you what the gift is, obviously, but you will find out. Well, that's it. It's a wrap for today's episode. Remember that you can catch the show right here on NTA 9 a.m. every Tuesday, and of course on MTN's Ayoba app. My name is Osereme Inegbenebo, and I will see you next week. That's bye for now.
There's the start and get. Promises to Shara. Winds up that right hand. Archbishop of basketball, goal! He hung on that net like a stalk up a tree.
NTA Sports 24 brings you all sports, all time and all day. Tune in to watch NTA Sports 24 on Star Times Channel 270, Star Sat on Channel 434 and Free TV on Channel 731. NTA Sports 24, where sports thrive.
It's still Sports Rule on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. It's time to talk gymnastics. And joining us live now is an international certified gymnastics coach, no other person than Tony Asoko. Thank you for joining us on Sports Rule this Tuesday.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, quite beautiful. It's time to talk your favorite sport, which is gymnastics. And of course, talking about that sport in Nigeria, which so many people still see as a pastime. For you, how would you rate it so far in Nigeria?
Yeah, how far we've been able to do very well on them all through last year, and we got some more coaches and judges into the international body, and then we had Uche Eke, who competed at the for the first time since 1975. Yeah, he competed at the just concluded Olympic, and then we discovered more gymnasts like the little girl Stephanie Onosuruka, and then we have a guy called Eno in Edo State. So with all of these promising gymnasts, we believe we're going to do more in this year, and then we'll see that it's going to be a good one for us this year.
Quite beautiful there. And of course, we know that, you've been in this profession for a while now. You've founded TIG Gymnastics, which is aimed at raising future champions for Nigeria in the sport. And in any adventure, there will be some challenges. For you, what are the challenges and, ways you think it could be surmounted?
Yeah, challenges is like obstacle whereby if you're able to scale through, You don't get worse, but you get better. So this is how I see life, like when challenges come, you learn from the challenges and then you move forward. So that's what I have been able to do with my co-coaches, and that's why we're scaling through, because the challenges, if you must tell me, is not people. My challenges are equipment, because I have challenges of learning a new skill or teaching a new skill, and there you don't have the equipment to teach that, and you don't have good hospitals here to take the gymnasts to. So you just have to be very careful. So even with where we've got into now, as one of the best in Africa, I believe with the right equipment we are going to move forward. So that's what I've seen as challenges to me.
Okay, Tony, now with gymnastics not being part of the African Games, coming up this year, we know that the next, international window, the biggest one will be in 2024, which will be Paris 2024 Olympics. Now, in 2020 in Japan, we were represented by K, and of course, it was not the best of outings, but it was good that Nigeria was represented. Now, ahead of 2024, how can we raise even more stars to represent the country, and not just representing Nigeria, but ensuring that they put up a good performance at the competition?
Yeah, for now, as you can see, we've not started any preparation about that. There is no refresher course at this time, and then when you get there, you want to expect magic. No, it's not going to be done that way, because you have to get a dietitian, you have to get a physical preparation ready, you have to get a competition preparation. If you know the country where they are going to, they are supposed to have visited that country like 6 months or a year to that time, so that at least they can acclimatize with the weather and some other things around the country. But for now, there's nothing happening.
All right, Tony, just before we round up this discussion, I would like you to talk to parents who are kind of skeptical when it comes to allowing their wards to partake in gymnastics. What will be your word to them?
Yeah, it is all about methodology. Like I said before, the physical preparation. So what we run in TIG in our club is the level system. So the level system takes you from one level to another, just like in school. So if you are not able to perform the routine for level 1, you cannot go to level 2. You must pass, and after finishing that, you do the assessment of that child for us to know that yes, this child is done. So by so doing, you reduce risks of injuries. They already know what to do. They are not doing try and error. So they are prepared already, but mentally, physically, psychologically, they are ready to perform. So this is how we train our gymnasts. So parents, if you're a good gymnast, you could be a very good swimmer. And also gymnastics makes children flexible, makes them smart and strong, and them also mental alertness, and it builds confidence. Like you see, when you see a gymnast walking, yeah, you know that, okay, this child is like fearless, this child is brave enough to do some things, not doing the opposite, but at the same time discipline, just like the military training. So this is how gymnastics is. So your child is going to get the very best and also do very well in the academic work, like in school.
Quite interesting, Tony. I want to believe that with these few points of yours, you've been able to convince skeptical parents that gymnastics is very much good for their wards. Thank you for joining us on Sports Road this Tuesday. It's been interesting having you.
Thank you very much for having me.
And of course, we're wishing you all the best. Thank you, Tony.
Right.
All right, I've been discussing with Tony Asuko, an international certified gymnastics coach. And of course, we've been talking gymnastics in Nigeria. And just like I always say on the show, Sports Roll is never complete without bringing to you an aggregation of trending sports stories around the world, which is Sports Tidbits. This week, Peter Oibo will be our guide.
We begin today's tidbit from the camp of the Flying Eagles as the head coach, Ladan Boso, is optimistic about his team securing one of the tickets to the Under-20 World Cup. The team will take on their Zambia counterpart in 2 warm-up games in Abuja later this month as part of their preparation. Meanwhile, Nigerian Super Eagles midfielder and Leicester City player Wilfred Ndidi will be out of action for weeks after sustaining a muscle strain injury from training. The Nigerian international has just returned to the team after spending few months in treatment room. In another development, Portugal's forward Cristiano Ronaldo has made his debut win in his new club, Al Nassr 1-0 win over Etifa in the Saudi Pro League on Sunday. Al Nassr are top of the Saudi League with a point over second place Al Hilal. The 37-year-old Portugal forward joined the club last month on a deal that runs until 2025. In tennis, Novak Djokovic has reached the quarter-finals of the Australian Open after defeating Alex de Minaur 6-2, 6-1, 6-2 to ease into the quarter-finals of the Australian Open for the 13th time. And finally, Nigerian-British boxer Anthony Joshua will face American Jamie Franklin at the O2 Arena in April 2023 as he returns to the ring after his defeat by Alexander Usyk. Joshua has not stepped in the ring since his second defeat by Alexander Usyk in August 2022, having lost his WBA, WBO and IBF bets to the Ukrainian in September 2021. That is Tidbits. I am Peter Oibo.
Alright, and with that, we've come to the end of Sports Rail. As always, I want to thank you for hanging out with us. Do not forget that for your unlimited sports content, enter Sports 24 on Star Times, StarSat, and Free TV is your best option. Until next time I'll be on the show, just like I will always tell you, please be yourself and do stay out of trouble. I am Bade Adeleye. See you next time.